Now 5 seconds.
Good afternoon and welcome to Small Biz Updates. My name is Kristie Ferrantella and I'm the President and CEO of the Nantucket Chamber of Commerce. Today I have Marina, Jube with me and Hale from the Nantucket Dreamland. Small Biz Updates is a partnership between the Nantucket Chamber of Commerce, NCTV 18, and the Keep the Rock Solid campaign. Welcome, Marina and Joe.
Nice to be here.
Great to be here also.
And thank you, Joe, for filling in for Alicia today. We're very excited to talk about the Dreamland. I just wanted to give you the floor to give us a little update on how life is going for the Dreamland and what you guys have been up to.
Well, we're adapting to the new normal like everybody else is on Nantucket and around the world, I guess. When we closed our doors on March 17th, the revenue just stopped. And we still had utility bills to pay, and we still had a lot of other bills to pay. And so we quickly called a meeting of our staff and our executive committee. And Denise Kronauer happened to mention that she used to love going to drive-ins. And I said, that's not a bad idea. And so we quickly realized that we didn't have enough money. We didn't have any money to create a drive-in. So the only option we had was to create a crowdfunding program, which we did with GoFundMe. And we set a goal without really having the final budget done of $139,000. And ultimately, some of the costs came in a little bit above that, but luckily, within 5 days, we exceeded the goal. So we had the money, and then we had to build a drive-in. And we looked around at a variety of places, and everybody loved the idea as long as it wasn't too close to them. And so we were lucky to find the parking lot at 7 Novadear Farm Road. And we were lucky to find J.D. Bessie, who had just been up visiting his dad in Maine, and they just built a drive-in up there. And so we were able to get some plans. And quickly we put it together. And it's been working on it for a while. It seems like it's been a couple of years, but it actually went together pretty quickly. And the day before we were open, we were told that we could only permit half capacity in. So that threw the budget that we had, the pro forma that we had created, really in kind of turmoil, because we realized that we weren't going to be able to make money, but at least we could break even. And that's important because we can keep people employed, and we can provide this entertainment option for the people of Nantucket summer. And if it works, Kristie, we hope it can become an annual event on Nantucket. We don't want to bother our neighbors, so we have a transistor, and it just broadcasts directly to your car radio. So there's really no noise pollution, and we got a special projector that checks onto the screen, so there's no light pollution into the night sky or anything. So hopefully we're being a good neighbor to everybody, and we'll be able to bring this back.
That's great. And that sounds like such a wonderful adventure to go through during COVID. What was it like? Most nonprofits are really suffering, trying to fundraise during a pandemic. And, what was your team, what the thought process of how are you going to launch a fundraising campaign during this time?
Well, we'd always thought about crowdfunding for some other projects that we had considered in the past, but we were able to luckily go out and raise money that we needed at the time. But as I said, everything just stopped. It just came to a screeching halt. So we realized that we had to depend on the people of Nantucket. And the people of Nantucket are really the ones that it's their project. It's their dreamland. It's their drive-in, believe me. It's not us. We just had the idea, but people of Nantucket paid for it. So we really do it as a community resource. A couple of the other things that we've thought about and we hope to get done now, now that we're in phase 3, we've been told that we can't open the building. And so we're planning to open the Dreamland this Friday. 25 people in the main theater, 25 people in the studio theater. It's not a lot, but believe me, you will be socially distanced. And we've hired a special crew to come in and disinfect it on a regular basis. So we want people to feel safe. We want people to feel secure when they come in. Hollywood has unfortunately pushed all the big movies to later this year when they hope that all the theaters in America will be fully opened, as do we. So it's going to be a combination of new releases films. They're not going to be maybe the next Star Wars, but I think good, solid films. And then we're going to combine those with a lot of clicks. People really clamoring to see drive-in. It's been the entire month of July, the drive-in in 12 hours. So it talks about the demand out there. And, if we do a good job of social distancing and, hopefully we can kind of turn this little increased cases the other way, hopefully we'll be able to city out there and really help some more people come out there. But so we're looking at opening the building. Then the other idea we have is, I think, we're going to turn the Harbor View screening room, which was the one with the terrace overlooking the harbor, really one of the prettiest views on it. We hope to turn that into Harbor View Lounge this summer and have it open from 4 to 8 for kind of sundown cocktails. And maybe you'll be able to text an order next door to Charlie Noble's, and then we'll run up the stairs to you, so you can be up there too. But really a place in the reduced capacity that you'll be able to come, maybe have a cocktail, have another beverage, and just watch that beautiful sunset over the water. Again, we're trying to squeeze every bit of revenue possible out of our existing operation.
No, it makes sense. And one of the biggest things that we've heard at the Chamber is, how can we work together? How can we collaborate? And so, just that mention of working with Charlie Noble it's such a great idea to kind of reinvent yourself during these days and this time.
Yeah. It's such a great idea. Do you know when you are looking at getting it to start?
Well, we hope July 15th. We still have to get the health department over. We've still got to get final approval. We've got a lot of our licenses in place, but we got to get the town's final okay, and then health and fire and safety and all that. Fire was over yesterday. They say we look in good shape. Health's coming over on Thursday. So hopefully the movies will start on Friday, and then the lounge will start the next week. Fingers crossed.
That's awesome. And it's so great to see how many different ways you've been able to pivot, not just with the theater, but we know how much the Chamber uses the Dreamland as an event space, and not having the Sunset series. It's nice to see a way for you to adapt for this year.
Yeah. Well, we want to find a way that we can at least hobble through this so we can stay open year round. We've made this commitment to the community to stay open, and we've been open 365 days a year now. Hopefully that's going to continue. Some variation, I guarantee you, will continue this winter, because we really do feel it's so important to be that gathering place, in the winter. When a lot of us are here year-round, hunkered down, then just a place to go and see a movie, or hear a speaker, or see the kids perform Frozen, or see the talent show, Nantucket Talent, one of those things.
Yeah, it was tough to have to put Nantucket's Got Talent on hold this year. I know it's one of the best events of the year.
Absolutely.
So you sold out of July already. How are sales going for August? And have you started to think about the fall?
We haven't put those on sale yet. They'll go on sale. August will go on sale next week, I think around the 15th of July. Members get a one-day, they can reserve, and then the next day it's open to the public. One idea that we're thinking about, so not making money as they drive in right now, but breaking even, is maybe holding back 1 or 2 spots and having an online auction every day. Which is what the market rate. If somebody wants to pay more, that's great. And then what we would do, if we do it, is then contribute 10% of that back to the COVID relief fund at the community foundation, and then use the rest of it, obviously, to keep the Dreamland up and running year-round. But it's just something one of our board members Blaze Shepard came up with that idea today, and we thought it was kind of an interesting one. So again, I'm not sure if we're going to do it or not, but it is a way. I think he saw somebody was looking for a ticket to see Caddyshack at the drive-in, and it was willing to pay $300 for it. We thought, wait, there might be an idea there.
Well, I know that my family got a ticket, and we're very excited to check it out.
Good.
So anything else that you would want, potential visitors, or, we're really ramping up our summer season. What's a message that the Dreamland wants the community to know?
Well, our message is thank you. because this wouldn't have all happened if it wouldn't have been for the people of Nantucket. So all we can say is thank you and express our appreciation. I mean, we're out there, like I said, we want to provide entertainment options for the community year round, and especially this tough summer. And so we want to thank people for their support, and hopefully they'll feel safe enough to come back into Dreamland too once we open this Friday.
It's really exciting, and Marina and I are about to discuss a little bit of phase 3, but we're very excited to see museums and theaters be a part of that. Nantucket has a very deep arts and culture part of our tourism industry, just part of our economy in general. And so that has been really difficult for our island to have these institutions closed all the way through phases 1 and 2.
And Kristie, you bring up a very good point. I mean, if you look at the arts or culture as a whole, as an industry, in terms of number of employees, payroll taxes that are paid, supplies that we're all buying, what have you. We're literally one of the top 5 industries on this island. And I think it's important for people to view the cultural community as a real viable, real strong business on the island. And we do get a lot of our support for the public, sure, but we also earn a lot of our support too, at the box office and through admissions. And again, my job is to try to raise the money that will keep us open, but also to continually express our appreciation to people that do fund us and allow us to stay open.
Mm-hmm. And we're so lucky to have you 365 days a year, and we hope that continues.
We're having fun doing it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you're very busy, and you're free to sign off. Marina and I are going to turn this over to give some small biz updates for the rest of the community. But thank you so much, Joe, for joining us, and we really appreciated it.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Take care. Bye.
So Marina, tell us what's going on with the Chamber. Any updates for our members and the business community?
Yeah, we actually have a lot going on. So over this past weekend, it was 4th of July. I hope everyone had a safe and fun 4th of July. But we also held a window decorating contest, a storefront decorating contest. And so we announced the winners today. And our winners all won a marketing package for the Chamber, including things like premium placement in our newsletter and e-blasts and banner ads and things like that. But our winners were, for People's Choice, our first place was ACK 4170. Second place was Nantucket Whaler. Third place was Epernay Wine and Spirits. And then for Judge's Choice, we had Murray's Toggery Shop for first place, Epernay Wine and Spirits for second place, and then Current Vintage for third place.
Well, congratulations to all those businesses. It was so much fun seeing all the festivities around town. Everything decorated, even though we didn't have any activities.
Yeah. If you haven't had a chance to go look at these stores, I would go take a look. Some of them have done a really amazing job. But just a few other things that's going on at the Chamber. We have officially this week went up to 2 newsletters. So you'll be getting one every Tuesday and Thursday with updates, especially now that things are picking up and there's more going on. Our office is
And if you are not currently signed up for our e-blast, how do you sign up for that?
So you can go to our website and there will be a little link that helps you to sign up. You can also email me and I can get you signed up. I am marina@nantucketchamber.org.
Thanks.
Yeah. And then our office is also opening back up. So make sure that you drop off your brochures and menus and all that stuff because we'll be getting visitors up here soon.
Great. And I know our guidebook just arrived. Well, it arrived during COVID, but we're really pushing it out now. And so if any businesses or any organizations want some boxes of our guidebooks, we're happy to distribute them. You can also view the guidebook online. We have a very integrated guidebook with URLs and phone numbers. Everything's clickable, so you can get in touch with the businesses you need to get in touch with.
Yep. And we can rather deliver, as you said, or you can pick them up. You just have to let us know. So we have plenty in the office and plenty to go out and about around town.
And talking about guidebooks and travel, can you tell us a little bit about what we're doing as a regional tourism council?
Yeah, so we're working a lot with the other regional tourism councils of Massachusetts, kind of just doing different campaigns, mostly digital billboards outside of Massachusetts to get people to come to Nantucket and all around Massachusetts. We're also working a lot with like the Cape and Martha's Vineyard to kind of get people to do, whoever's coming to the Cape and Martha's Vineyard to also come to Nantucket and vice versa, so we can extend everyone's stay. Yeah.
That's great. And the inter-island ferry just started, and so it's going to be so much easier to plan your trip around the Cape and the islands and use the High Line. So we're very excited to see that back on track.
That's a very exciting time. But Kristie, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Phase 3, Part 1, since that just started yesterday?
Yes, so it's starting to feel like summer on Nantucket, and as you said, 4th of July really ramped up. And now we're seeing businesses start to open back up, which we're thrilled to hear. So Phase 3 started yesterday, June 6th, and it's going to be a phased step approach again, just like Phase 2 was. So in this Phase 3, Step 1, we're seeing the openings of gyms and fitness centers, museums and theaters, and other entertainment like casinos. So for the island, that means the opening up of the Dreamland, as we just heard from Joe, and places like the Whaling Museum and the Lightship Basket Museum, and all of our cultural organizations will start to open up. It also allows for more tours, like whale watching tours. So Shearwater Excursions has been able to do fishing charters, but now they can finally do whale watching as well. And we also saw some changes to other guidelines like outdoor gatherings and indoor gatherings. So since about March 15th, we've had a limit on gatherings of no more than 10 people. And that was both indoor and outdoor. Now that has been raised to 25 people, or about 10 people per 1,000 square feet. So for retail, that expands the number of people that can be in your store, 10 people per 1,000 square feet. Or if you are a newer building, it's 50% of your occupancy as directed by the building inspection. This also allows for outdoor gatherings, an expansion from 10 to now 100 people. If it is confined, again, you want to do that 10 people per 1,000 square feet. And you always want to make sure that you are trying to social distance as much as possible. And if you can't, be sure to wear masks. But both of these guidelines and easements are opening up the opportunity to have a little bit more flexibility in events and gatherings, maybe small weddings or venues. The one guideline with weddings is you still cannot have a dance floor or a bar. So it would be a small gathering of people seated 6 feet social distancing. With this update, we also saw the office space has been expanded, so you can now have 50% of your capacity back in the office. So that's why the chamber offices have reopened, and we're very excited to have the staff back. But the only difference, the only industry that didn't have any changes with Phase 3 so far has been restaurants. They can still do their indoor and outdoor dining, but with that 6 feet social distance, making sure people are wearing masks. So do you want to tell us a little bit about how outdoor dining is going on Nantucket?
Yeah, so I'm a big person for going out to eat. I love going out to eat. And Nantucket has some of the best food you'll find, honestly, in the world. But it's honestly been a whole different experience, and one you'll never be able to probably do again because of COVID. So you get to do all the different outdoor dinings. Any place that never had outdoor dining before, you get to do now, which is perfect for the summer and into the fall. A couple different things, so like Oak Street and Cambridge Street and North Union Street all closed down for outdoor dining. And then different places like Fairgrounds is still doing their outdoor dining, and people are taking over like sidewalks like Lemon Press and Or the Whale. And there's just kind of all different things going on. And it's really great to kind of watch how everyone's been adapting to the new regulations.
It has been. It's really great. And it's fun to walk around downtown, as we did today, passing out ribbons for our storefront decorating contest. It was nice to see so many people eating outside and using the space on the sidewalks. It's Nantucket like you've never experienced it before.
Yeah, and you get a better look at the menu that way.
Yes.
Well, so how about for viewers that aren't on Nantucket, how can they support our island's small businesses from afar?
So really, there's so many ways to support our small businesses. We have our chamber website, nantucketchamber.org. We have a marketplace where we have gift cards and other items that connect you to the stores. And Magazine has also launched Nantucket Strong, which shows you the ability to shop online in a lot of these retails and lists out all the retail and restaurants on the island. We're always encouraging people to buy gift certificates if you can't visit this summer. We've been promoting kind of a virtual suitcase. So buy all the items this summer that you might want to use next summer and help keep the businesses in business for next summer. So you can purchase your hotel, rent your young's bicycle, shop, get your gift certificate to the Dreamland or to the Whaling Museum and maybe Charlie Noble too. And then that way, when you come next summer, they'll all still be here to help support the island economy.
Just pre-plan your trip for next year.
Yeah. So I know there's also been some updates from the state around quarantining. What are those updates for people looking to come to the island?
Yeah, so there has been a previous to phase 3, there was a restriction for a 14-day quarantine for anyone traveling into Massachusetts. It was a suggested quarantine. And now that's been lifted for any of the kind of surrounding states around Massachusetts, like Rhode Island and New York and Connecticut, all of those. So that's actually really great for anyone kind of in driving distance who want to just come for the weekend or a long weekend. And then still, if you're coming from a little bit farther away, it's a recommended 14-day quarantine just to make sure you're keeping everyone safe.
That's great. And as we're talking about keeping everybody safe this summer, our hospital has expanded testing capabilities. So if you have employees arriving to the island, you have the ability to get them tested. Businesses can pay $150 to test your employees, and that 24-hour turnaround time. So you'll know as soon as possible if anybody is sick, even if they're not displaying symptoms. You also have the option, if you are displaying symptoms, to go and get tested immediately. We encourage everybody, whether you're a visitor, year-round, seasonal resident, if you have any symptoms of COVID, to go up to our hospital and be tested through their drive-in testing site. We've done a really great job keeping Nantucket safe, and we want to continue doing that. We're very excited to see everybody here this summer and see Nantucket in a whole different way, and we want to continue that success.
Yeah, we're really excited to see this summer and how it's growing.
Awesome. Well, I think that is every update that we have for today. Thank you so much, Marina, for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And we hope to see you all soon.
Yes, hopefully we'll have a business after hours or event soon, at least with 25 people.
Yes.
Well, thank you to NCTV 18, and keep the rock solid for this programming. And we're really excited to bring you Small Biz Updates. To remain 6 feet